Guys, welcome back to another video. So today I thought I would do a review of my Triban RC 520. I've had the bike about 3 or 4 months now, so put a few miles on it commuting to work. So yeah, I thought I'd just do a bit of a review on it and I'll give you some thoughts about the bike and yeah, let's get into it.
Come, take up yoga, you'll find it beneficial, man.
Now this is a bike I use solely for commuting, so I just bought this bike specifically as a commuting bike. I bought this bike through the Cycle to Work scheme, so I paid for it over the year out of my salary. This bike is currently priced at £849 on Decathlon's website. That is what I bought it for. Where do I think this bike sits in the marketplace? So I've used this, as I say, I've used this just for commuting, but I would recommend this bike to someone who wants to get into cycling. Maybe they want to use it to commute to work, or maybe they want to use it for their first club ride. They want to get into club cycling and maybe do some bike touring and maybe even a bit of gravel riding. I think it suits the sort of person who doesn't want to spend too much money, so like over £1,000, but wants to spend enough money to get a decent enough bike, and then potentially once a year's gone past, they can then upgrade to something maybe carbon or something with a slightly better group set, be able to sell it on or keep it and have that as like a winter bike, for example. So yeah, it's definitely a good introduction cycling bike, I think. For a first bike for someone, this would be really, really good. I'm really impressed with it. As for off-road, I haven't actually taken this bike off-road yet. I think this bike would work quite well as a gravel bike, to be honest. They've got quite a fairly wide tire clearance, so you can get up to a 36mm tyre on it. I've just got the 28s that came with it at the minute. You could get a smaller gravel tyre in there. And yeah, this thing will go off-road. It's pretty comfortable. It's not the most aggressive bike. The geometry is a little bit more slack. And yeah, I think it would work really well off-road. I haven't taken it off-road yet, but I'm pretty confident it would work well off-road as well. The only downside to this bike is that it's slightly heavy. I mean, a lot of the reviews I read say that it's slightly heavy, but I think it's important to remember it's slightly heavy compared to like a very expensive carbon bike. For me, when I commute to work on it, it doesn't feel that heavy at all. It feels just pretty normal. So I wouldn't let the weight put you off too much. Like, I think it's heavy for a road bike, but it doesn't feel particularly heavy. So it's not a problem. Like I say, I use it to commute most days and I can get some good speed on it. And if I really want to put the hammer down on it, then I can. So it's really doesn't feel heavy at all. I mean, I can get into central London from here. I'm like 8, 9, 10 miles out. I can get into central in like 35 minutes, so it's not a problem. So it's not a problem weight-wise and speed-wise at all. It will move quickly if you put the power down, obviously. Right then, so let's go through the features. You get 105 gearing, so you get the levers, the front mech, the rear derailleur. The chain set is not Shimano though, or is the rear cassette, nor is the crank set. Everything else is. As for the braking system, brakes are actually hybrid, which I didn't even realise until I started doing this review, to be honest. I thought they were just mechanical brakes, but the brakes are actually hybrid, and I've used hybrid brakes before and they was terrible on an old cyclocross bike, and I was like, I'll never buy hybrid brakes again. But the brakes have been really good. No problem so far. Way better than rim brakes. I really recommend, if you're commuting, just go disc brakes now. 100% want discs, even if they're mechanical discs. It has lots of bolts for mud guards, panniers, racks, so you can get all of your mud guards and everything like that on there, especially if you want to go touring as well. Yeah, in terms of comfort, it's quite a comfortable bike. It's not as stiff as, obviously, I mean, it's not as stiff as my road bike. It rolls really quite well over a lot of the potholes. So yeah, it rolls over all the terrible surfaces that London has to offer. Tyre size, it comes with a 28mm tyre, which I've got on still at the minute, but you can fit up to a 36mm tyre on it it, like I said earlier. So yeah, overall, I just think it's a really good bike for the money that it costs. I think it's important to, when you look at bikes, obviously you're going to compare that 850 to the competitors. So let's have a quick look through some of the competitors now, and let's see what else you can get for 850 quid. So for £879, you can get the Trek Domain AL2. This has got mechanical disc, but it's got Shimano Claris group set, which is not quite as good group set as the 105. Obviously, we know that it's not complete 105. The gearing and components is not as good on the Trek. Obviously, you get the brand of Trek, so I mean, that's perhaps slightly better than Decathlon. The next bike is the Cannondale Synapse 2. That comes in at the same price as the Trek at £879. That has also got a mechanical disc, but that's got a Sora group set. So yeah, the other two bikes just do not come with 105, obviously, but then you're getting, I guess, getting more of a brand, I guess, with the other two. But the thing is, for me, my first ever road bike was a Decathlon B-Twin road bike about 6-7 years ago. So that bike, I've still got it at home in my mum's house. I've still got that bike, still sat there, and that got me through like cycling to work, cycling to university for 6 years, and it was solid. So I felt like I had to stick with Decathlon and buy another one of their bikes. I really like the colour of this bike as well. I love navy. Just thought I'd stick with Decathlon. So yeah, there's some of the competitors. Yeah, overall, it's a really good bike. I'd recommend it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions about it, let me know and I'll try and answer them. But yeah, the only downside really is it's perhaps a little bit heavy. But yeah, it's pretty solid and I can fly to work on it. And yeah, as a commuter, it's brilliant. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to leave me a like or a comment, then that'd be great. Helps to boost the channel. And yeah, peace out.